Hi there, everybody. This is going to be my first video in my YouTube channel, the channel about my bonsai and cacti. I thought it would be nice to make one movie uh, of my old collection of bonsai, and then in a later date I can show you the plants separately while I work on them. This is just an overall view of my own plants. The way I give the comment, you probably understand that I'm not very experienced in this kind of stuff, um, but I'm doing my best. This is a raft style I'm creating, but we're going to show this on another level. This, for example, on the left is my cork bark oak. It's a bit of a difficult word to pronounce for somebody who is not native in English, but okay. Yeah, as you see, I have quite some plants, but most of them are in development, in training, as we as we say. But I'm enjoying this hobby a lot, and this is probably, of course, the main goal of the hobby. Enjoying it. I'm not very fond of group plantings and stuff, but this is a little overall view of part of our garden. This is my forest planting. As you see, it's not perfect. I bought a few trees last week to plant in because, as you can see, some of them died. So I have to plant a few. This is also a project of this week. My own pot, made of cement. I know it's not too fantastic, but it gets the job done. This is also a raft plant. I'm sorry you saw part of my finger there. A raft plant in development, or raft tree in development. This one is in development. Well, most of my trees are in development. These are some trees which are still waiting to be worked on. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year. I just bought a few Christmas trees in January for very little money, 12 trees for €10. So, and I worked on a few of them. This one is um, in training to become wind swept. I will tilt it. This is the way. So I have to repot them, repot the plant in another angle. But so this is also part of the tree, the garden. My wife and we are working on this part of the garden to make a sort of Asian garden out of it, but it takes some time. Boxwood with a nice hollow, some maples, apple tree, This is all being in development. Here, my two birch trees. The one on the right is rather tall, total of, well, almost 1.50 meters high. I let them grow a little bit this year, pruned them a little back a few times, but not too much, to try and get ramification. You see, a lot of my trees are still in training pots, working on that. Here is a sort of bench. Here on the left, this is my Asa campestre, a Yamadori I took 2 years ago, and I'm quite happy with this tree. Of course, it needs development. The top was already dead when I collected it, this part, but I'm letting it grow because I like it the way it is now. This is a tree I trained this year as something different. The way it was growing like this, straight. So this is a little experiment, this former Christmas tree, but we will get there in another time. This one on the right is a plant I just bought a few days ago. It's a variegated ginkgo biloba, a normal leaf plant, but variegated. And I love to make a bonsai out of this in a few years. It already has a very nice curve in the trunk, so I like this plant also a lot. This one needs to be repotted this year in a normal bonsai pot, a nice bonsai pot. This conifer and the one on the back of it also are in training and going to be planted in bonsai pots in spring. And then my shadow corner, as I call it. This is the shadow corner. Here are mainly Yamadoris I took in winter or early spring, and a few plants I got this year. This is a quercus species. I have 7 different species of quercus oak trees. This is a swamp oak. This one I trained this week. So all have to be trained more and more and more. This is also an oak tree. Here are oaks. The one in the front with the pointy leaves is a willow oak. Very nice. In the back it's a larch, a Yamadori. This oak is a Quercus rubra, American oak, Yamadori from this winter. This is a plant we call summer oak here, but I will introduce them. Also oak, large, another large, and this one. This is a nice tree. This is here for one more year, so for almost 2 years now. And I think I'm going to put it in the more in a sunny space in spring. Still in training, but I love this root part. This I took from my own garden, Forsythia. And here is also a little bit of the shade corner. This is a group I took from the ground myself, Yamadori. I took it the way it is now, so it's as a group. In the back, the stone oak. Here in the front, some propagation going on. And here are some willow trees, which are not trained to become bonsai, but to become planted in my garden. With this shot, I want to say goodbye for this time, and I'll see you next time.